Mama did your hair, put you in that chair, put that hot comb on the stove. Come on, somebody help me. Put that thing on the fire and Mama, that mama. You better be still, baby. This thing burned. We got away from that. Start paying $60 and $70 for something you can do. You just lazy. You want to feel important. You falling and you can't get up. You didn't slip. Okay, they don't like this one today, Dorsey. I ain't got long today. I can't get nasty like I want to. But it's true. Never spend your money before you earn it. I don't know who I'm talking to, Lewis. It ain't you. I don't know who I'm talking to, but some people spend money before they get it. Oh, my income tax will be here Friday. You started spending Wednesday. Before Friday, I'll catch it up. My income tax coming. And what happens when they don't come Friday and you get a letter? We audited you. And it seems like they always audit you at the time when you really needed the money for real, though. And it stinks up the whole house because you've been planning this all along before you got the. But the Bible tells me to count the costs before I do anything. You got to let people get out your mind. You got to evict people from your mind. You got to evict what you see in the natural from your supernatural. The problem is you're doing like you're doing because your supernatural is polluted. It's polluted. Everybody wants to receive. Everybody want to go and withdraw. Nobody want to make deposits. Like nobody wants to make deposits no more. People don't like to go to church no more. Everything has to be in the order of convenience. People don't even like to tarry at the altar no more. They'll look at the pastor, if he mess around and just say, everybody come to the altar. You'll see some people, man, I can't believe this joker, man. The Falcons finna play. I'm trying to save your eyes. We put everything else before God, but we expect a great return, and we continue to expect a great name. And that's not it. That's not the way. Never spend your money before you earn it. And I'm quoting another president, Thomas Jefferson. And you say, why, Pastor, using these presidents today? I want you to see what it's like from the eye of an eagle. If there's anybody who understands currency and the economical development of a great country like ours, it has to be the person that's sitting at top. I could have got some other people, but I needed somebody today that'll catch your attention to say, this is a person who has voted on the things that are going forth now. They've seen the currency, black, white, Jew, Gentile, rich, poor, the middle class. They've seen it, and they came up with these type of quotes. Never spend your money before you earn it. Our country is there. Well, those people over in the Far East, a lot of money. Where do you think Fannie Mae came from? China. We owe the Chinese a lot of money. The Chinese have a lot of their hand in our Wall Street economy. Yeah, but you know why? Because they are disciplined. They don't spend like we spend. They don't have to have they walk and ride bikes everywhere. That's why all of them got waistlines. We don't have waistlines because we eat and do everything we want to do. I'm guilty. The fast helped me. I'm trying to keep it off. For real this time. Yeah, I mean, because it really becomes embarrassing when you're 50-some years old or 40-some years old and your credit isn't where you want it to be. There's nothing worse than to need something and don't have some type of plastic or some type of corporation that believes in you enough to say, I'll front them the money until they can give it back. So what we do, We press. We press and go out here and get these cards with these high interest rates, but they have a big name. Yeah, American Express is cool if you get that money every month. But if you don't have that money every month, American Express is a horrible card to get. You have to understand what, I want American Express. Baby, your money ain't saying American Express, let alone your discipline. Because American Express, you swipe it, they're going to take it. Yeah, it ain't one of those secure cards, put $100 on it. I got a credit card, baby, that's a secure card. You ain't got but $100 on there. Ain't nobody trusting you. You had to put the money up so you can use your money on the card. That ain't, I mean, come on. Okay, this the kind of service we have in the next 4 weeks. I want y'all to get better. I could have preached a sound service today. You know, Black History Month. But blacks need to get our credit straight. We need to get our name back. We need to get another Black Wall Street back for those who read, who understand what I'm talking about. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, own banks, own insurance, own everything. That's why I made sure I had our people coming to speak. So, I want our people speaking to our people. So our people can say that our people have some sense in doing the stuff that we need to do to get to where we want to be, and the church said. Amen. So that's where we are with that. Last one, creditors have better memories than debtors. Yes. Creditors have better memories than debtors. Creditors never forget you owe them. You only forget you owe them. And that's Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin, I know he wasn't a president. I get that one, I know. But he was one of the 8 founding fathers of the Declaration of Independence. He knows money too. He knows currency also. We don't even have to go to Edward Jones or Merrill Lynch or any of those places, Stanley Morgan. We can go right here. You've lent people in here money or in your family money, and you was waiting quietly and letting patience have her perfect works until patience got tired. I need a better crowd than this. I need somebody who woke this morning. Yeah. And patience got tired, and you had to go and ask somebody, remind them that you owe me money. And it's amazing how they get amnesia. They forgot they owe you. How can you forget when you bother me every day until you got it? You can't be sowing into bad soil. A lot of your debt is jacked up and you've fallen because you sow into bad soil. Now, this comes at a very opportune time because we got income tax season. We got income tax season, and I promise you 3/4 of you in here ain't put God no way in that. You got what I'm going to pay Disney, who never give you no return. I'm going to the beach. And the beach don't come to you. I mean, I'm finna throw myself a cookout. We finna have a shrimp ball fest. And you're gonna ball out with the shrimp ball fest and your paper plates. You can't even put the shrimp and the corn on the you're getting the cheap paper plates. And it's running off the plate, the corn too heavy, the juice coming through, but you want to ball out. Yeah, I can't stand that. You're going to ball out. You get the good paper plates. You know, get the Chinette paper plates, the ones that are steady with compartments on it, so the shrimp juice ain't running over into your potato salad. You got potato shrimp juice. I mean, just everything, mess the whole meal. I don't want your meal when you're cooking like that because you ain't investing. You a slave. Because when you serving that type of stuff, when you got guests, whatever you serve lets your guests know what quality of person you are. Ain't no tissue in the bathroom, got to use Kleenex. Paper towel. I'm just saying, I wish I had more time. Somebody say, I've fallen and I can't get up. I can't stand. I go to your house and I got to use paper towels, and then you get mad when somebody clogs you. And it all starts and stems from the fact that you're not disciplined enough to calculate. I'm not disciplined enough to say, if I want to do this, this is what has to happen. We just say what we want to happen, and then we let the chips fall where they may. Nobody wants to sacrifice. We have to be persistent in our giving. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not take the place of persistence. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men who have talent. In other words, Rock, they have talent, they're unsuccessful because they refuse to be persistent enough to use what they have. You know what we do? We make excuse. We make excuse why we don't have a good name. We make excuse why our credit ain't strong. You don't have to have a lot of money to have good credit. You just have to have a lot of discipline. That's all you need. People think that it's all about the money. If I have a little time, I'm going to show this to you. You don't have to have all the money in the world. You just have to have all the discipline in the world. That's all you have to have. Most people have fallen financially and can't get up simply because of bad financial decisions. It ain't nobody else. You're just making bad financial decisions. You know, you should never get a house where it maxes out what your income is. That means you lose that house, you lose that job, you up the creek. And the first thing you should do when you get that house is not try to fill it up with all kind of furniture. You should be putting up for 6 to 12 months in case something happened. I got a year to get myself back on. But we don't think like that. I want those $1,500 curtains. And people don't even know they $1,500. I mean, they don't even know they $1,500. You just feel good for 2 weeks, and then you feel bad because they $1,500. You start looking at yourself. I've done it. I looked at myself and say, why did I buy all that? Baby, why we do that? That don't make no sense. I shouldn't have bought all that good liquor and let all them drink that high-priced liquor and messed up the house. I should have bought all of them Seagram gin. It would have had the same effect. Now I don't spend all this little extra money. Now my daughters want to go down to Dixieland, and I can't take them. Bad decisions. You're in a financial crunch. You're falling because you have a series of poor decisions. A series of poor decisions. You abuse your credit cards. You use them just because you got them. You abuse your credit card. Now you feel enslaved because of your spending behaviors. And then you try to blame it on everybody else in the house. You the one got the issues. You have an issue. I tell people all the time, it's not just alcoholics and drug addictions. People who spend like that uncontrollably, they're worse than alcoholics and drugs because they can hide it. They can hide it from you. And they'll just keep building on it. And then stuff come with those bad decisions because they don't want you to know that they have an addiction, so they bring a friend in called fabrication. On the street, they call that liar. All because my credit is jacked up, so I've fallen, and when I can't get up, most people, when they can't get up, they try to drag you down. Try to drag you down. I mean, many people in here make good money, but you're obligated to hand the majority over to various companies. It's a lot of people in here make good money in our church. A lot of people make good money, good living money. But the problem is they owe the majority of it to various companies. Visa, MasterCard, Macy's, Lane Bryant. Yeah, Lane Bryant. Look at Proverbs chapter 22 and 7 right quick, Sean. Proverbs chapter 22 and 7 says, the rich rule over who? So if you poor, there's somebody ruling over you. I don't care what your mouth says. They don't rule over me. Yes, they do. They're the ones who got us where we are right now. They're making all the decisions. It has nothing to do with red or blue. It has everything to do with pocket. A lot of people don't like Donald Trump, but when you do your taxes this year, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Because the tax now, the rich are the ones who are getting the tax breaks. Hear me out there in TV land. They're the ones who are getting the tax breaks, and it's killing the middle class. So why do you think he continue to get funding with all the craziness he do? Because the rich keep giving him funding because he giving them all the tax breaks. And we struggle to break even. Jesus. You shouldn't have to struggle if you make $70,000 and you got a family to try to get some money back and you don't pay Uncle. And then you got Warren Buffett, bless his heart. I love Warren Buffett. He's a great philanthropist. But Warren Buffett's secretary pay more in taxes than Warren Buffett, a billionaire. Hear me, church. This is for real what we doing. We got to get our good names back. Enough with the shouting and the singing and all that it ain't foolishness. But forget that. Right now, I got to start building my house. And pastor can't do it by himself. I got to bring professionals in to help me get this across to you. Because it's real. It's real. We sit in church and try to categorize the church by how many people they got on the praise team, who they choir sing. But ain't no teaching. If there's no teaching, there's no power. No power and no wisdom. Because God grants us wisdom from heaven with the more power that we have. So if I don't have power, I can't get the wisdom. There's no way, Deacon Dixon. But we go to church and, oh my God, we shouted up something today, and your credit ain't no better. You still renting. You bought a car, a brand new car, before you bought a piece of land. You haven't shifted. You haven't shifted over to entrepreneurship yet. You're fine with working with where you are. You're not trying to get multiple streams of income. You can't be a champion thinking like that. I don't care what your second means of income is. Cutting grass, washing cars, washing dishes, cleaning up people's houses. Get a second means of income coming in so you can leave an inheritance for the next Jesus. I tell people all the time, college ain't for everybody. College has been designed at this day and time to continue to stimulate revenue. If that ain't the case, then why do we charge so much for tuition in our educational system, and in Europe they get education free? The land of the free. They lie to us. And you believe it because you're too frugal to read. Too lazy to read. This place should be packed. You should tell people about this. I don't care. I don't want them to join the church unless God send them. But everybody need to be getting this. But you know what? Now, if we had Lil Wayne here and told everybody Wayne was doing religious songs today, we wouldn't have enough chairs. People got everybody here. Grandmamas can barely make it in here. Where Wayne? Where Wayne at? But every time you give something that people can eat, but it take a little while to digest, they don't want it. They don't want that. They don't want it. They understand that they've fallen, and they can't get up because they don't want to get up. Now, let me say this to you because I want to make sure I keep the Bible in this. The Bible does not exactly list debt as a sin. Yeah, Rock, you know I got to tell the truth. Yeah, but you can't find it where it says debt is a sin in the Bible. No, it don't say that it's a sin. But it does warn against debt. It doesn't say that that's a sin, but it warns against debt. Oh, no man, nothing but to love him. The lack of financial literacy causes us to experience the consequences of debt. Most of us are in debt because we lack the literacy financially of what it takes to be successful. You don't have to write the Pythagorean theorem. You just have to start understanding the literacy that goes with how do I keep a good name. You know, so we deal with things like low credit scores. And then what we do is, I don't care. You better care. Let your kid be in college and they say, well, you can get the Parent Plus loan. Oh, I get the Parent Plus. And then they see your credit, even education won't touch you. Now your kid's stuck because of an undisciplined parent. So you can't even get a loan for your kid, yet you tell your kid, I love you. Well, if that's the kind of love you got, I need to see something different. Because the things you love, you nurture. You water and plant those things. And then God will get an increase. What does that mean? That you take care of your business. And after you take care of your business, God will what? Give the increase. But not till then. And it's not in the hands. It's in your heart and your mind first. I got to want to do better. If I want to do better, then I got to be willing, oh my God, willing to do better. And if I'm willing to do better, then I have to show action on doing better. How do I show action? By obtaining the financial literacy that I need to move forward. That's why we got Sister Burton here today, because she's going to be the one that take you to the climax of the mountain. All I can do is get the bus up as far as I can take it, but she's going to help you say, baby, this is how you get over the top. Hey, let me tell you that ain't no question too dumb, ain't no question embarrassing, ain't no question too shallow. She's here to be a blessing to you. You need to get this morning because we are. I don't care what your credit score is. Your pastor ain't going to know it. First lady don't want to know it. The only person going to know it, you and whoever you with, and Miss Burton. And she going to tell you how you can get out of it. Yeah. He sent one today to help raise the dead. He sent us one today that's going to resurrect your financial resume. She's going to help. Low credit scores, high interest rates. It's not enough to quit settling. Quit settling just for a credit card. Quit settling. Read the fine print. Get the right ones. Get the right card. See what benefits you get from the card. If I ain't getting that for using the card, then they pimp you. Most cards pimp you. They pimp you. I don't want to get into your presentation, but they pimp you. I got this card. They're charging 17% interest rate, but you never get a perk when you use the card. You only take a risk. You're the risk. You're the risk because they bet the bank that you're not going to be disciplined enough to get the good name that God promised us in Genesis. Back in the day, Mother Ann, you can relate to this. People didn't know you by how you looked. They knew you by your name. And they didn't know you by Mother Ann. They knew you by your daddy name. They come around at the church, Deacon Dixon. They'll look over there and say that's one of them Dixons. That's Pete Dixon's son. That's Grover Favor's grandson. That's one of them Favors boys. That's how they used to do it, Mother Brooks. That's how they used to do it. They don't do that now because most families don't have nothing to recognize. Everybody's so individualized. Mama individualized. Mama don't have a relationship with the daughter. Daddy don't have a relationship with the son. So there's no connection. So people can't even connect the daughter with the mama because the mama hoeing. And the people say, I refuse to put her daughter with that name. Tell somebody, it's all in the name. Yes, you got to have a good name. The Bible declared that a good name is better than money. A good name is better than money. Which means if I pay my bills and do stuff on time, I'll get the respect that I have earned. You don't deserve it, you earn it. That's the problem. People feel entitled. I paid the bill on time the last 2 months. You've been late the last 48, baby. How many know what I'm talking about? You call on that, be, whoo, what? I didn't know I was in such bad debt. That's how I scream. I preach on myself. That's the truth. Who? Called one time. Yeah, I'm looking on the car. Now I know I'm about to be finished. You don't defer 3 times. What? You those 3 put on the back. Woo! Sin to get you like that. I was drunk probably when I called him and told him I need to defer. I had a good lie, a drunk lie. Somebody say a drunk lie. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Whether you lying to a debt collector or your wife, you had those good drunk lies. There was a death. Hey, there was a death. I got to go out of town. Then you get off the phone, and to appease your conscience, you'll tell yourself, somebody died somewhere. But you'll forget it because it's a lie. You'll forget it until you call at the end, and they tell you, oh, we had to put that on the back end. That's what made me like, ah! You know, what? I had fallen, and I couldn't get up. The sad part is, there anybody in here who's fallen? Who couldn't get up? I got 4 principles I want to get to, but I got to get to them next week because my time is up for today. But I'm serious about building generational wealth. I am serious about this. Listen, you bring everybody you can next week. I don't care how they look. Just bring them. Make sure they have a journal or they can get one here. Write this stuff down that Miss Burton finna give you today. Write it down. Write it down in that journal that God had me to give you. Nothing but God in that journal this year. That's your second Bible. That's the addendum to your Bible. That's the extension to your Bible. Things are getting better. Not because we just praying it in, because we're putting work with the prayer. The Bible declared that faith without work is dead. That's why we got so many dead people in the church. That's why your name don't have no power. Because you want it, but you're not willing to work for it. And not just working in the store, but I'm talking about or in your profession, but when you get the money in your hand, that's the vital part. Oh, all of us in here, ain't none of us afraid to work. Most people in here, I promise you, they ain't afraid to work, but it's what they do when they get that kryptonite in their hand. Kryptonite, and the day you got the kryptonite on can be dangerous. How many know somebody ain't nothing like getting paid on Friday? Thursday paydays are detrimental to Friday work day. They miss that. They slow, but they work waiting on Jazz. Thursday paydays are detrimental to Friday work days. Because if I get paid on the right Thursday, when spring breaking in, and Joyce and them had a barbecue, ain't gonna make work Friday. I've fallen and I can't get up. The subclause to building generational wealth. Put your hands together. As we stand, there may be somebody who needs prayer this morning. Come to the altar quickly. Amen. Come to the altar as the ministers come.